Joy Gurudev. Today, again, I'm asking you, did you put your inputs? Why is Hanumanji able to give and why is he wanting to give? 8 great powers and 9 types of greatest happiness to people. Today, we will look at one more story of a Siddhi of Lord Ganesha. So it so happened that one day Lord Shiva was informed that Kubera, who was made the treasurer of God by Lord Shiva because of his penance, and he was made the king of Yakshas because he lost his body while doing the penance. So this Kubera has turned into a very greedy person and he needs to drop his greed. So Lord Shiva said that, okay, I have to teach him a lesson. So Lord Shiva took a form of a Ghori and he went to the kingdom, the palace of Yakshas, the kingdom of Yakshas, and he said, Alakh Niranjan. And Kubera said, who are you? Why are you walking in? He said, who are you? He said, I am Kubera, the treasurer of God, the friend of God, and the king of Yakshas. You don't know me? You don't realize me? He said, no one knows you. How will someone know you when you are not doing any charity, any good work? To be known on this planet or in these 3 worlds, you must invite everyone. You are such a rich person. There is no one as rich as you. You must, call for a treat and call everyone who is who and invite them for lunch. Give a huge treat, have a huge function. Then people will know who you are, how powerful you are, how rich you are. Or if you are like this miser, how will anyone know you? So he said, okay. And he started on a mission to invite everyone to his treat, his function. He said, let me start with the Trinity. He first went to Lord Shiva. He said, I'm starting with you. You are my Lord. You are my Ishta. I want to invite you for a treat. He said, I don't go anywhere from the Kailash. And Parvati Ma, you come. She said, no, I even don't go. So he said that, okay, let's call the Ganas and the Bhaktajans. So they called up Nandi, come here. So Nandi came and they said, just give him the list of all the Ganas and all the Bhaktajans of us. So Nandi said, counting all the spirits and ghosts and everyone, we are countless, Lord Shiva. We can actually not be counted. We are all countless. So he said, oh God, this Kubera said that the countless people will come and eat. What will happen of me? So he said, no problem, you can just send one representative of yours. So Lord Shiva says, okay, I'm sending my son Ganesha. He will come to you. He will be our representative. So Kubera said, thank God, only one person from countless people is coming. So it's fine. So they called up Ganesha and said, Ganesha, see, remember on so and so date, on so and so Muhurat, you have to go for lunch. Representing us all the countless Ganas, me, your mom, you will be representing them and you will go to Kubera's place. So Ganesh said that I have my conditions to go. Kubera said, all your conditions will be taken care of. Lord, you please come. He said, no, see, my condition is I am the God by the blessing of Trinity who has been worshipped first. So I will be fed first. You give me the food first. And only after I have completed eating, you will serve others. Kubera said, okay, done. And secondly, I will keep eating till I am not satisfied. If you can satisfy my hunger, then only call me. Look at my size. Kubera said, I am of the same size as you. Come, I'm the richest man in the 3 worlds, in the whole universe. I can satisfy your hunger. Ganesha said, are you sure? He said, I'm sure. Ganesha went to the prescribed time and Muhurat, and he said, come on, fast now, I'm feeling very hungry. Start feeding me. Kubera started feeding him one after another, and Ganesha kept on eating, and Ganesha ate up the whole kitchen of his. And then he said, now you have to satisfy my hunger. I'm yet not satisfied. He said, what? Everyone is yet to eat, and you have eaten everything, and still you are not satisfied. Ganesha said, now I'll eat your wealth. And he started eating all his wealth. All his wealth was over. He said, your wealth is over, now I'll eat your palace. And after eating your palace, I'm going to eat up all your yakshas, ganas, and all your kingdom. All your loka, yaksha loka. Now Kuber got scared, and Ganesha started eating his palace, and he called for Shiva. He said, please come to my rescue. Shiva and Parvati came, and one leaf of Durva was kept in the plate of Ganesha. Ganesha had that leaf with total satisfaction, and he was fulfilled. So Lord Shiva and Parvati and Ganesha told him that, Kuber, understand this, with your wealth you cannot impress anyone, but with your kindness, with your devotion, only by that you can, impress anyone. And Ganesha told him that your kitchen is full again with my blessings, and now you can feed everyone who has come. And Lord Shiva told him that now you have understood the value of being rich. The more rich you are, the more humble you have to be. And so I am blessing you that Ganesha is worshipped before every prayer, every sadhana. Ganesha has been worshipped. So you also will be worshipped. We are also going to worship 9 planets and Ganesha. So you will be worshipped along with Ganesha. And I give you the blessings that Shubh means Ganesha and Labh means Kubera will always go hand in hand. So Shubh means auspiciousness, which is Ganesha, and Labh is Kuber. They are worshipped together, and after that, kids of Ganesh, Shubh and Labh, were named after Shubh and Labh that we write in the book, in the accounts book on our main door. They were given this name, Shubh and Labh, auspiciousness and benefit. They are the product of mind. Kids of Ganesha, kids of your brain, they are product of your brain. So one more story I was while telling you this just popped into my mind about another city that one day Durvasa, the most angriest saint, he came to the city of Krishna, Dwarika, and no one invited him for food, and he became so angry, he had to go hungry, and he became so angry that he cursed the city of Dwarika, that your city is made up of gold, but still you people are so miser, you are not offering food to a saint, to a person who has come. I curse you, from today there will be nothing growing, no food growing on this land. So till today in Dwarika you see hardly any greenery, but under the ground, above the ground, nothing will be growing. He cursed them. But under the ground, potato, sweet potato, kandamul, everything grows very well. So after that curse, these people were really scared of Durvasa, and Durvasa made another round of visit after some time. So the queens of Krishna were scared that, what will happen? He has come. And this time he was so angry that he came on the opposite bank of Yamuna, not in Dwarika itself. So Krishna said, you people must go and feed him, whether he is there. So that time there were no boats and everything for 1608 wives to travel. So there were handmade dams. For farming person, people would make handmade dams. The villagers, till date, the villagers in the villages of India, they make handmade dams to bring water to their village. So for farming. So this villagers they had created, but this dam can be only used when the water is low. If the water is high, then the dam is not usable. It's flowing very high. I have used this kind of bridges, this kind of dams to cross the river. People use these dams also to cross the river. So the water was high. So the wife said that the water is high, how can we go? So Krishna said, it's easy. You tell the river Yamuna that if your husband Krishna is always celibate, he is always maintained celibacy, then give us the way. Now Krishna had a notorious childhood where he used to steal clothes of the gopis and he would tell them, raise your hands and let me look at your body. And he had 16,108 wives which were none of the gopis. He did not get married to anyone whom he loved. So he said that, how is it that he is a celibate? But they took Krishna not only as their husband but also their guru, and it was a rule that you have to 100% blindly believe whatever your guru says. So they believed and they said, Yamunaji, Yamuna river, if our husband, because he was also considered as the husband of Yamuna river, if he is a celibate, give us the path. And the river went down and they walked over it. And 16,108 wives, they made 1111 dish and took 16,108 dishes to Durvasa. Durvasa was so happy and they were so scared that they never wanted to, upset him again. So everyone fed Durvasa, come on, you have with my hands, you have with mine hands, and complete, you have to have my complete dish. So Durvasa said that I cannot let God's wife be, upset with that. I'm not having their food. So he finished off 16,108 dishes. He ate the whole dish, the whole vessel, because the wives were wanting to feed him with love. And with his Yogamaya, he could eat it. Like this, recently also there was a saint called Bhogarnath, and it is said that some 60 or 100 kgs of cooked rice was fed to him by Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramans, and he had it. Bhogarnath. It was in Varanasi, I don't remember his name, probably Bhogarnath or someone. He ate all the rice and he digested it. So this saint called Durvasa, he ate all the dishes. Now they had to go back, they cleaned the dishes in Yamuna river and they said, Lord, give us some way out. The river has again risen up. She said, okay, the river has risen. How did you people come? They said, when we came, the river was risen. And we told Krishna. Krishna said that you tell the river that if I am always a celibate, you give us the way. So Durvasa said, even I am your guru. So you tell them that if Guru Durvasa is ever fasting, from his birth he has not eaten anything. If Durvasa has not eaten anything, give us the way. So they were a little shocked that right now you have eaten 16,108 dishes. So they said, if he has said, we have to say this. They went and told Yamuna river, if Durvasa is always fasting, he has been fasting from his birth until now, he has eaten nothing, then you please give us the way. The river went down, they were happy, they went home. One day when Krishna was really in a good mood, they asked Krishna that what is the secret behind this? You said if I am a celibate, he said if he is always fasting. So Krishna said that when I am with you people, I know that my body is with you. I am nothing and I am everything. I am nowhere and I am everywhere. I can't be at a particular place. I can't go to where I am because I am everywhere. And I know this, that this is the body which is doing things that it has to do. And the same way Durvasa knows that it is the body which is hungry. It is the body which was not respected and not offered food. So he is always fasting. He has never eaten anything. And I have never copulated. I am always brahmachari. So this is the siddhi that Durvasa showed. But look at the message of Krishna. It is so beautiful. Contemplate on this. Tomorrow again we'll talk about few siddhi stories to make you understand siddhi very well. Okay? Hari Om Tat Sat. And I want your answers on the group. Okay? You start writing why did Hanuman want to give and why is Hanuman able to give. Okay? Hari Om Tat Sat.